gosh, hi guys. Live 2 times in one day. Oh my gosh. I left my phone downstairs, so can't really view chat. I do have a solution to that now, because I'm smart. Anyways, if you can tell by the title, today I'm playing just a wee bit of Minecraft, a little bit of Minecraft, with my my bestie Acorn. Go follow them if you're not following them already, because they are a pog. And yeah, we're playing on our Minecraft server. If you remember last stream, I started my villain arc, you know? Started my little villain arc. Pretty villainous if you ask me. So yeah, that's fun. That's always fun. We love our little villain arcs, don't we, guys?
Save Ranger.
Yeah.
Alright, now, my thing is, because I'm trying to find my stream so I can look at the chat. But holy crap, was it not working? Now it is, though. Now it's working splendidly. Which is great. So currently the server is, you know, trying to start. Oh, gosh. Okay. I have this problem. Where, like, when I try to move a tab over to my monitor, my whole computer just, like, freaking freezes. It's awful. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I guess I have to figure out a way to look at the chat. Because I want to see what you guys are saying to me. You know? Like, trying to, pop out chat. Here we go. I did it, you guys. I'm smart. I'm a good streamer. You guys love me, I think. So yeah, the server's booting up right now. And we'll get on, continue my villain arc. Also, I'm eating pumpkin seeds. So that's why you hear me munching. It's delicious. Also, if you're new to the stream, please consider following. If you're not new to the stream, consider promoting me to your friends, because it helps. But if not, that's okay. So yeah. You know, if the server would boot up quicker, that would just be nifty. Okay, it's up. We're good. Everything's great. Okay. We're in. And there we go. If we remember, last time I got some new dog friends. This is Goose. This is unnamed dog, and that's other unnamed dog. I need some dye. I need a wee little bit of dye, you guys. Just a wee little bit of dye. Ooh, that's a pink color. But it might be the same pink that I, used for the other color. Or the other color. I don't know. I'm not the best at this game. So yeah, basically where we left off is, no, we need, no, because that's magenta, so, we don't have the right dye. Very sad day, chat. And my bed's yellow, so I don't know where Acorn got the frickin' yellow dye from. That would be really helpful right about now. Oh, I need to get my death counter up. I have, organized, like, the different open tabs on my stream. Because of just how amazing I am. You guys know this. So
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
Sorry, am I loud?
A little bit here. Chat, can you let me know if Acorn is too loud and I'll turn her down if she is? Or if she's too quiet. Just like let me know how the volume is on everything.
Here, I'm actually gonna turn you down on my end.
I cannot find
Okay,
Ducky,
that should be good.
and it is annoying me.
That's a little too.
Oh.
Okay, just let me know, guys, if that's like too quiet or whatever. It's nighttime. Wow.
It is nighttime.
I see you.
Good for you.
Oh,
Well, time to take a little nap.
I just stepped on the farmland. Sorry about that.
You should be. Just kidding.
What the heck?
So yeah,
All the dogs are just staring at me.
this stream was kind of unannounced. I kind of just randomly started doing it. Because me and my bestie wanted to have some fun streaming.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I really want to stream right now.
And I'm like, you know what? That's fine with me. So here we are.
Oh, you put a pink collar on one of them.
I know I did, but I need to find another collar to make them all different.
You can just get like a dandelion.
Where is a dandelion?
I don't know, they're kind of everywhere.
I haven't been able to find one. Oh, do you have any food?
Oh, this bucket just ran out. No.
I only have 3 hunger bars left.
I'm sorry about that.
This is why we need to start like a mob farm.
A mob farm? Well, we need to find a spawner.
What?
We have to find a spawner first.
I meant just a farm. I'm stupid. You know, a farm
Like a cow farm? That would be smart.
Or chicken farm, because they're right here. And chickens are useless.
That scared me. I thought I just... Oh my god. Nothing. I thought I just poured lava on your dog, but I didn't.
If you poured lava on
Okay, actually, I was lying. I did have some food. Come here.
Okay.
Where are you?
I'm in the woods trying to find some dandelions.
Okay, I'll just eat this food then.
I have 3 hunger bars left.
Here, I'll give some to your dogs, too. I'm such a good person.
I hate you. Hi, Rizzo. My cat decided to join us. Did you seriously give it all away?
Yeah. You have to change it into dye first, and then... But isn't this dog's color also pink?
Let me get this straight. You gave away all the food, so we have none.
Here. Here, use this one. Use this lapis. Hey! Oh my god! You are dumb.
You didn't give me any food!
I gave them to your dogs!
I have 3 hunger bars left!
Sit them down.
No!
What are you doing? You're letting them out. Oh my god. You are so annoying.
You are gonna kill me because I have nothing!
I did not even touch you, dude. I will kill you.
You didn't give me any food! Frick you!
Hee hee. I didn't take your stuff, okay?
What are you gonna say? Oh no, at least you have all your hunger bars.
Yeah, you do. Alright, fine. Come here.
What do you mean,
Can you please sit your dogs down? Come here.
What did you
I just gave you salmon.
You did? Oh, you did.
Can you please sit your dogs down?
They're kind of after you right now.
Really, I didn't notice that.
I mean, you also killed me, so they hate you because you killed me.
Yeah, because you wouldn't sit them down. On purpose.
Because you didn't give me any food and I was... God.
Sit them down!
Have fun living on the roof, nerd.
Sit them down.
Make me.
I'm gonna kill them.
No!
Sit them down.
Ah, wait, no, You're a bitch.
I'm literally not.
You literally
I'm
gave
going
the food to
fishing.
my dogs.
Yeah, that's a nice thing, right? Come here, chicken.
I had no hunger.
Okay, but would you give your own life for your dogs? My fishing rod just broke. I feel like I should make a bow and arrow too.
Nothing. I'm just saying, if you died, they wouldn't be after you anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Or we could just wait it out. Oh shoot. Sorry, a car just went by my house. You guys might have heard that. Fishing rod. Here, I'm giving your dogs a stick. I think they're chill now. Yeah, they're not growling. Where'd you go?
Somewhere. Oh, I found
Hello? Are you good?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
You're like cutting out a bunch, I think.
Oh, I am?
Yeah.
That's sad.
What?
I don't know why I'm cutting out.
Where are you?
Somewhere. Oh my gosh, I found a bunch of cows!
Oh, okay. Do you have any wheat?
No.
Okay, do we have any bones?
I have one bone.
We can make that into bone meal. Can I have it? Oh, wait, we do have wheat.
Well, yeah, I'm saying I don't.
Gotcha.
And I'm the one
It's
with the
still
cows.
lagging. Oh my god. Okay, what are your chords?
Here, I'll type them in chat. That's my chords.
Okay. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to understand chords. Wait, so this increases it, or well, decreases. $123. Okay, so this way. I'm coming.
Okay, cool. Hi, pig. Oh, I need to up my death count. Because someone killed me.
You're fine. You got all your stuff. I see the cows.
Okay.
I hear a raid. Oh my god, there's a raid. Oh wait, I gotta get this guy to kill this guy or else I'm gonna get the bad omen. Are you hiding in a box right now?
Shut up. I need to go get my computer charger because I'm almost dead.
Okay.
And I really don't want to die today.
Dude, just shoot your enemy. I mean, your friend.
I will be right
He's so
back.
close to me. I hate it. There we go.
I'm gone. Even though there's no
We got a banner. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, but we have a fence. Oh my god. Okay, that's probably fine. I'm just gonna take these guys. Come on, y'all.
Okay, my room's officially a zoo. All my animals can join me. If I had my face cam, I would
What?
my pets, but I don't. So what's
They're
happening the
cutting out
time
so
that I
much.
was gone?
What?
What happened in the time I was gone?
You keep cutting out. Guys, cows, we gotta hurry. It's almost sunset. Or it is
Did you
sunset.
start
Now it's
leading them
raining.
away?
Yeah, I got 4 of them. Can you, like, make a fence for them back at the house?
I'm trying to get to the house. I was left in a box.
You put yourself in there.
You left me.
What do you mean? I was trying to lead the cows back.
Okay, well, I didn't know where you went. Also, you should know
Well,
by
you
now
didn't
that
tell me to you didn't tell me to wait for you.
Okay, well, I may or may not have lost where our frickin' house was.
I remember the general direction.
Rizzo, what are you doing? My cat is
We're
so
definitely
aggressive.
gonna run into skeletons. I think we're almost there. Cows. Where'd the other 2 go? Guys, don't be lazy. Come on. Also, I turned on save broadcasts on Twitch. I didn't have it turned on at first, so now I can't watch my stream from yesterday or 2 days ago, but
Sad.
it's so dark.
At least you know where you're
I see a
going.
light. Are you like back at the house?
No! Fuck you, zombie. Frick
Huh?
you, zombie. Frick you, zombie. We hate zombies. Right? Duck them zombies. Ha ha ha.
Okay, hold on, cows. I need to make some fences.
Ah, shit.
Oh, no, not that many. Lag, oh my god. Okay. Bam. Fence. Oh, this is gonna be hard. What? Oh my god. Bro.
You're right. You're
Don't
right.
blow up the cows. Don't blow up the cows. I need your help. I need your help.
I don't know where the heck I am.
I need help. Oh my god.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
lose
don't
the
know
cows.
where
I'm
you
gonna lose the
are.
cows. I'm at the house.
I don't know where the frick the house is.
Oh
And I'm
my
being
god,
attacked
this
by
is insane. This
skeletons.
is insane.
Stop! I'm gonna die.
This is a problem. I think I can still get the house.
I was in the
Whoa,
field.
what the? Oh my god, the lag. What is going on? I have Optifine enabled. What
Where
the
is the
heck?
house?
Mm,
Rizzo, what did you do? Oh my
but
gosh.
we need at least 2. Okay, hey, come here. Come here, come here, come here. I need you to build, the fence while I find the cows.
Where do I build it?
Just like over here, over here. Actually, yeah, over there. That's good, that's good. Cow, do you know where your friends went? Oh my god. No, off. Damn it. I should have waited until morning. Maybe they just went like back here. Wait, I just heard a cow, unless it was you.
Why would I move?
That sounds so mean out of context. I just heard a cow, unless it was you. I was literally talking. Oh. Sorry, it's probably very dark for you guys. But yeah. Where'd the cow go? I'm so hungry.
Bestie, I know
Okay,
where the
for now, I'm
field.
gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna bring this going.
You can also just
Come
find the
on,
field
little
again.
cow.
Yeah, bring that one in and find the field again tomorrow after we sleep.
Yeah. Come on in, little cow. This is so scuffed. Do you have any torches?
No. Why would I have any? Did you not see that I died?
Oh, true. Wait, go get your stuff.
It's dark. I'm gonna die again.
Also, the dogs are outside in the rain. What the?
What?
The dogs are out in the rain.
Well, that's you told me to sit them.
Well, they're not attacking me anymore. You can unsit them. Oh god, that's a skeleton. Okay, I'm coming. I'm getting shot. The lag is so annoying.
Ow!
Look out! Why'd I sound like I was in like a...
My dogs are killing the
I don't know.
skeletons.
Did you just destroy flowers?
My dog was inside of the flower.
This is like crazy.
Just
Where'd my fish go? I think I ate it all. Damn it.
Just sleep.
I'm gonna give this salmon to your dog. There you go. It won't eat raw? EP time.
Hi. Busted you. I know where the field is.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on. I need wool.
Hi, doggies.
Oh my god, bro. What is the lag? I can't even craft. Bruh. Of course, right when I click off, it does it. Come on. Come on. This is so annoying. Oh, it's only 2. I'm kind of dumb. Okay, I need to make it so that we can get into the pen. Doot, doot, doot. Bam. Alright, I'm coming. I remember where it is too, I think.
I just went straight forward into the woods. And at some point
Wait, hold on.
hi dogs. Hi chicken. Oh, I know we're close, because this is where I was when I almost died. Or when I did die. I was around this I don't know.
I see a cow!
I don't. I might have gotten lost again.
That was loud. Come on, little cows! Oh, that cow is in danger.
Oh! I found where we out were.
Come here, cow. Oh. Here, you take 2 wheat,
Okay.
so we can both guide them. Alrighty, Roo. Even your dogs are here. Okay, let's go.
Which way? Your way.
They're all just following you. Guys, I have wheat too.
We're like herding the cows.
Hold on, these 3. Okay, I don't know what just happened. These 3 cows have to catch up. They're so slow.
They have like the same attention span as I do. Where did you? Here you are.
Come on, cows. Hurry your asses up. It's so, like, tedious. I hate it.
For real.
Hey! What are they doing?
I don't know.
We're almost there.
Okay, come on, cows. Build their noises.
We're here. Careful, there's a hole behind you.
Okay, close the.
Okay. Bam.
Now we're breeding them.
Oh, you got the advancement.
I love breeding it.
I did too. Okay, let's go. We need to fix these holes too.
Okay, I can take care of the breeding from now on.
Okay. I'm gonna fix up the creeper explosions and
Breeder, but that
yeah.
sounds wrong.
This is definitely not enough dirt, but I'm gonna start with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was wow. Okay, I'm gonna dig up the spot. That way it looks natural still. Okay. This should be a good start. Wait, I can't. Okay. I'll just chop this tree down later so it doesn't look like that.
Sorry.
Bro. One second. Okay, sorry. We can probably just like. Whoa. I don't know what is up with my computer, guys, but I apologize. I think it's just like I have a bad computer.
You think?
Wow.
I'm just saying.
No, yeah, you're definitely right.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely am right.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bam. Good as new.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also, it is a good idea that you do, like the breeding and stuff, because you have dogs,
Uh-huh.
and they might kill all the cows if you attack. I don't need this cross. Oh, this isn't even my chest. This is
Did
the.
you say it is or it isn't a good idea?
What do you mean?
Did you say it
My
is or
chair
it's
is
not?
squeaking. Is yeah.
Is?
I'm confused. What?
I'm confused too.
Also, I'm gonna start trying to make books. So one day we can get like a villager, like slave system.
I'm just like leeching
Probably
on
should
what
not
your
have said
game
that.
says.
Wait, that was just 3?
Do you
Oh
need
no,
this
nice.
iron?
More lag.
What?
What?
Do you need this iron?
How much is it?
12.
Can I have half?
I'm naked. Here, take
Did you
it.
drop it? Oh, there.
Yes, I did.
Sorry, I'm lagging. You just picked it up again.
I didn't move.
Yes, you did.
I literally just did that.
Drop it.
I did.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your computer is.
Stop. You're mean.
Am I being mean if it's true? Yes, but whatever.
Okay, I'm going to bed, bro. Why did I say bro like that? Bro.
Bro. Oh. Oh
Why are you
my.
inside of me?
What if it? Why are you inside of me?
Why are you inside of me? Stop it.
I was about to hit you, but then I was like, no, then my dogs will go after you.
Yeah, please don't. Do you have a hoe?
What?
Do you have a hoe?
Bestie, what are you doing? I'm the woman of this house.
Oh, are you suggesting that women have to do all the work?
I'm saying
You,
that
oh my god, dude, you keep stomping on all the crops.
you stomped on them too.
We both do.
Then why
I'm going to
I'm
force them
that.
to make babies.
Bestie, the only thing I'm good at in Minecraft is breeding and farming.
Alright, that's really sad.
Wait, can you shut up?
What should I make with this iron?
Sorry,
Let me look what I can
breeding,
make.
farming, and role playing.
What?
Breeding, mining, and role playing.
Role
Not breeding,
playing?
mining. Breeding, farming, and role playing.
Well, this is not a role playing server. I'll let you know.
I know. It's so sad.
I'm kind of deteriorating.
What?
I don't know. Hold on. Hmm. I already have a bucket. Bruh. I think I need a new helmet. And I'm gonna make a new shield too. Okay, here you go. Here's some seeds.
Thank you.
Wait, here, I have a gift for you.
What?
Here you go. Hey,
Yeah?
butt stinky. There you go.
Thank you.
And this.
Thank you.
Can we like move the farm down there?
No.
I feel like it makes more sense, you know?
But it's fine here.
No, but it's like right in front of our doorstep.
So? It's literally not. There. Okay, look. It's 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh my god.
5. It's 6 blocks away.
I know, but like it's annoying. Like, you know? Okay, whatever.
We're best friends, you guys. Best friends don't always have to agree.
I'm gonna put lava
Are you
these.
ignoring me now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this above my head, above my bed, because I did it.
Okay.
Bam. Actually, that covers up the window. What about, can I do it there? There? Yeah, that's good. What should I do?
I don't know.
I might go out and look for a village, but I don't know. That sounds kind of boring. I can like barely hear you.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go look for a village,
Okay.
see if I can enslave some people.
Okay.
Probably not yet, but I just want to find one.
So, chat, how's your day going?
Pretty good. I'm playing Minecraft with my best friend,
That's good to
and
hear. Hi. Oh my gosh, we're like the same person.
no way.
We're both like.
Oh my god, I brought no food and I'm hungry.
Isn't it so ironic that we're both playing Minecraft with our best friend?
That's a pretty big coincidence.
For real.
Can I make it across this? I would be really sad if I didn't. What? It's so annoying.
So, guys, life, am I right?
What?
Life, you know?
Life? Yeah. That's what we're in. Why do we have no food? I'm going fishing. I want to wait to kill those cows. I want them to make more little cows first. That sounded really creepy. I go fish.
I see.
Fishing is probably like the worst, like most boring way to get food, especially when you're streaming.
For real, you're just sitting there.
I can do a little dance.
I mean, if you have something else to do while you're doing that.
True. Again, guys, sorry, my desk and like chair are super squeaky, but I have to live with it, and that's okay because I love my desk.
Bro, I cannot wait to have a face cam. It's gonna be very exciting.
Cool.
You guys.
I'm not gonna show my face. Oh, I leveled up. I put in earrings yesterday, like after like a long time, and I was so scared. They were like about to close up. I like caught it just in time.
Your ears. Bessie, what's Minecraft doing to you right now? You're just fishing?
Yeah. Our house looks so lovely.
Our house, you said?
Yeah.
Our house does look lovely.
Okay, I'm gonna go cook this up.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
That's my line, bro.
Saying what part? Saying artichoke?
I don't know.
Okay. Valid.
Where are you?
I'm just adventuring around.
Okay.
What did you do?
I wanted to get the achievement, so I planted seeds.
Okay, that's lame. Imagining wanting to get achievements, imagine that being the sole goal of your Minecraft world.
Yeah, you.
Shut up. Look.
I feel like we should make a smoker. Hmm.
Dog, please move. I really don't want you to die.
It's almost like nighttime, by the
Yeah,
way.
I can tell. Ah! Dog!
No, I just wasted that. Oh my god. Okay, whatever.
Dogs. Oh my gosh.
I look like a freaking 2018 Minecraft YouTuber doing their intro. What's up, guys?
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Something is something is something is blah, 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 blah.
Today, we installed the Among Us mod into Minecraft.
Summoning Hero Brian in Minecraft at 3 a.m. Not clickbait. Not clickbait, you guys.
Enter this seed, and you will see Herobrine. Not fake.
Not fake, not clickbait. Hashtag real.
Wait, come back, come back, come back.
Why?
I have something to show you. I'm lagging so much. I threw an egg at you.
Oh.
You look so confused. I threw an egg at you.
What do you mean so confused? How do you know what I look like?
Your player looks
Okay,
confused.
I will be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom. Entertain my chat.
Okay.
Even though there's no one there, just entertain nothingness. Be funny.
Oh. Oh my god, I'm lagging. Wait, am I lagging? I'm not. What the heck? Oh, yes, I am. Oh, hold on. I want to do like a little. No, this is gonna be funny, guys. Just watch this. I guess depending on your humor, but. Oh my god, wait. No! Blah 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 blah. No. Oh my god. I keep forgetting to hold sprint. Under the sea. Under the sea. Life is better down where it's wetter. Under the seats. Sea.
What the heck did you do?
Oh, hi.
Also, what were you
Under the sea. Under the sea. Life is better down where it's wetter. Under the sea. Hello. Welcome to the sea.
Scram? Just like
That was top comedy, guys.
don't you have
You're a
some?
bad farmer.
What do you mean?
The wheat is growing, you haven't harvested it. Harvested it. Harvested it.
That's because I was
Harvested
AFK.
it. What? That sounds wrong. Harvested it. That's weird. English is weird, guys.
For real, for real. No.
Did you think my joke was funny?
You made a joke?
When I was swimming under the sea.
I didn't think that was a joke. I thought that was just you being weird.
Oh, wow.
I love you.
No, it's fine. I get it. It's fine.
You sounded so betrayed.
What about you guys? Did you guys think it was funny? I thought it was really funny.
I thought it was funny until I heard you say something that wasn't PG.
What did I say?
You... Seriously, do you not remember?
I don't remember, no. What did I say? What did I say?
I'm telling you on Discord.
Oh. Okay, well, I said that when you weren't there, but then I said C.
Had just came back, and that's what I came back to.
Hmm.
You are one weird person.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I got a pufferfish. Oh my god, I got a pufferfish.
I usually I got a poker face, and I'm like,
Oh,
what?
I can put it in a bucket. Wait, can I? No. It has to be like alive. I was gonna have a pet pufferfish. That would have been so cool.
Oh, you have to like.
Wait, I feel like I should keep him just because he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
What if I just keep him in the chest? Give him like a little
Oh,
name tag.
shit.
Where are you?
I'm somewhere.
I'm just gonna keep this little dude in my chest.
I don't want to know where I am. Are you just like freaking clingy? You know?
By the way, do you have any food? Like, are you good?
I literally have no food.
That's an issue.
Oh my gosh, really? I didn't freaking notice.
You know what? I think we should do a different method of fishing, guys.
Oh, shrimp.
It's so much more efficient.
Are you just like.
Here, little salmon. Oh my god, that scared me. That was so loud. Sorry. Where'd they go?
I can't run anymore. This is just nifty.
Tactical fishing.
Oh, my dog's here? Yes.
Life is better down where it's wetter under the sea.
Let me introduce you to my dogs, you guys. This is Goose. This is.
I'm not even there. I'm not even over there.
I'm introducing it to my chat. Red collar Goose.
Okay.
Blue collar. What does blue collar look like?
I'm drowning.
Blue collar looks like a.
Name him stupid.
No. Blue collar. Let's see. Blue collar looks like. A George. Okay,
A
red
George?
collar Goose. Blue collar George.
Wow. How original. How original.
Shut up. Oh, so
You
was
see the color
calling
blue
my
and you
dog
think George.
stupid. And then magenta. Let's see. Magenta.
Me. My color is magenta.
It's no, the dog's.
I'm a little magenta kitty.
If you have any ideas for the magenta dog, drop them in the chat.
I don't think anybody wants to name your dogs.
Can you shut up? No one wants to name yours either.
I don't have any dogs.
If you had them, they wouldn't want to name them.
If we had them, they would be at war because we're constantly hitting each other.
I haven't hit you.
Alright, I got 12 salmon.
Good, because I'm at 3. I have 3 hunger bars.
Okay. You get 6, I get 6.
Okay.
I know math. I know math.
Do you? Also, if you're not gonna fish the traditional way, can I have your fishing rod?
Well, no, because I might still use it.
Oh my gosh.
Just saying.
What are you doing? I don't want to sleep with you anymore. I'm I don't want to
What?
I don't want to sleep in the same house as you anymore.
That was so weird. That was so weird.
Shut up. Shush. Go to sleep.
Sleeping through this night.
No, I'm not gonna help you.
Okay, do you want your salmon?
Yes, I want my gosh darn salmon.
Okay, it's cooking. I just took the 6. Okay. Do you have any wheat? Any wheat?
I have wheat.
Yes.
No, I'm breeding them.
Oh my god, you suck.
I want to breed them.
You are a meanie pants. What am I supposed to do then?
Breed. I don't know. Go mining. Go hunting for monsters. Go find a freaking village. What am I supposed to do?
Excuse me. No, actually.
Oh my gosh. Literally go hunting.
I think it's only fair that you get your own iron and stuff.
No.
I'm just saying. Yes, that is totally fair.
I'm sorry. I didn't even hit you. Thank you. Thank goodness.
Don't run
Stop
from
it! Give me my food!
fishing rod. It's in the furnace.
Well, how was I
Chillax,
supposed to know that?
girl.
You chillax.
Look, see, this wheat is grown. This wheat's grown. You haven't collected it. I'm doing it.
It didn't grow. It wasn't
Dude,
grown when I
chill.
checked it this morning. You chill.
You chill. I literally just replanted 1 seed. We shouldn't have like assigned jobs. Here's the wheat. I was just helping.
Well, you got mad because you're like,
See, you're a terrible farmer. You're like this thing is, and you haven't even harvested.
Yeah, because you haven't harvested. I'm just saying.
you know what? Screw you. Go away.
I'm gonna follow you around.
No.
I wanna adventure with you.
Mm.
Come back. The lag is so bad. I can't even eat. Oh my god. Okay. Where'd you go?
Into the woods. Into the woods and out of the
I'm
woods.
following you.
And home before dark doodle.
Hello.
Hi.
Comedy.
Comedy?
I just threw an egg at your back and you didn't notice.
Haha.
No. No. I heard the chicken go plop. Life is better down where it's wetter, under the sea.
Thank you.
Ooh, there's a bee.
Buzz. Buzz. Buzz.
Let's go. In the meadow, we can build a snowman.
And pretend that he is Carson Brown.
There's a big cave.
Married. We'll see
I'm going. Bye bye.
Well, I'm gonna go too. I just need to make sure my dogs are okay. Doggy! Get back
You
here!
want to go in the cave with me?
Yes.
Really? Okay. Alright, bro. Whatever you say.
Did you call me a
Where are you?
bud? Shh. Where are you?
Oh my god! That
What?
was so scary. I almost fell to my death.
I don't know where you are.
Look at my name tag. I'm over here.
Over where? Oh, I found you.
Let's go. Oh, that was scary.
What was scary? Whee!
Oh. Okay. Hold on. I need to go turn off Optifine. Be right back.
I found iron. Guys, it's my first iron finding of the whole entire game.
Hold on, I'll rejoin in a sec.
Are you guys proud of me? Please be proud of me.
No, I have to turn off Optifine so that I can see and stuff.
I forgot.
Even though it's probably going to be more laggy. He'll say, "Are you married?" We'll say, "No, man."
Well, you can do the job while you're in town. Later on, we'll something done. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Why are we singing this song when it is frickin'? Wait, which month is it? Like, genuinely, which month is it?
What, you just asked me which month it is?
Yes, is it? It changed months. July.
It's July, yes. Good job.
Thank you. Are you proud of me? For once in your life. Guys, I found iron. Aren't I amazing, you guys?
What? Something's messing up. Connection lost.
Oh, on the server?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Ah, shoot.
Okay, I think it's working.
Later on, we'll conspire.
Okay, there we go. Did you go deeper in?
No. Whee!
Eat your vegetables.
Where are you?
I hate vegan teacher.
Where are you?
Follow if you guys hate the vegan teacher. I'm in the cave.
Where?
I see you.
You freaking left me.
I'm behind the waterfall.
Oh, okay.
Hello. See, look, you got your own iron. Good job.
Yeah, I know I did. Bestie? Where are you? Is that a skeleton?
I'm going
No,
deeper.
that's not a skeleton. Wait, are you in front of me?
I don't know. I think I might just... Hold on. Why did I not bring any blocks down here?
Ooh, I found lava!
Is that glow squid ink sac? Does that mean there's like a lush cave up here?
I don't know.
Or like a... I don't know.
Remember that one time I told you I was going in the mines with you?
Yeah?
I changed
You
my
decided
mind.
not to?
Yeah.
Okay. I only have 4 pieces of food, by the way.
I need, like, a personal trainer. Like, a personal Minecraft
What do you
trainer.
mean? A trainer for Minecraft?
Yeah. Yeah. You know that, like, website where people, like, pay to have jobs? Or, like, pay to have...
Yeah.
Like, I can use that, and I can be like, hey, train me in Minecraft.
Or I could just help you for free.
Yeah, you could.
Ooh, I'm going into a deep underwater cave. I have this weird itch on my leg. It's making me mad.
Oh, my stomach
Ow.
hurts.
Okay, there's nothing down here. Ouchies.
My tum-tum is rumblum.
Hooray! Mine the iron!
What? Okay, bestie.
Can I breathe in here? No.
Low-key highly. Not low-key highly. Low-key high-key, my stomach is hurting.
Oh, like how bad?
So, So I might end stream.
Okay.
So yeah, I will be 1 second. I'm gonna
That's
outro.
fine.
So I'm sorry I have to end it. I have this thing where I get stomach aches a lot. So this is probably gonna happen a lot, but I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, consider following. If you are already following, tell your friends. It really helps. But if not, then that's okay too. I just hope you enjoy my streams. And I hope you all have a fantabulous rest of your day. And I will see you all probably tomorrow if I'm feeling better. So yeah, goodbye, friends. And also random strangers on the internet.